In the headlines, Dice opens up about his controversial looting song, saying that while he does not support the act, the song had to be done. The Calypso Association warns judges that it will not tolerate a tie in Saturday's results, and the Dominica Cricket Association to host its first major competition since Hurricane Maria next week. I am Andrea Lee with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001 275-5003 today.
Trust me, fellas, HIV is for real. Don't take chances, it's not worth it. Use a condom every time, fellas. The choice is yours, don't take chances. I play it safe, I use a condom every time. You should as well.
A message brought to you from the National HIV/AIDS Response Program, reminding you to be safe this Carnival.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, Dice has shared an introspective explanation on why he wanted to focus on the topic of looting as one of his calypsos this year.
The 8-time Calypso monarch will try to win back the crown when the Calypso final takes place on Saturday. Dice says he was bothered by talks about the incidents of looting after Hurricane Maria and decided to bring it to his writer Pat Aaron.
As we always do, me and Pat, we have, I would say honest conversations, among ourselves, and talk about vibes. And I believe after the hurricane, that was one of my vibes, whereas, after they start speaking about the looters in that manner, I was kind of, feeling bad about it because, I believe the looting will always exist if class exists. That's how I see it. As long as it have high class, middle class, or low class, whatever class, as long as it have class, it will have looting after a disaster. Some will have, some have and might be too proud to do it, and some do have and might be still too proud to do it. But those that don't have will always take because they didn't have before. And classes didn't already exist before the hurricane, so it had a set that had and a set that didn't have. And you would see some people that have that still take in.
However, Dice said it's not that he is glorifying the act.
Glorifying is not the word, because the song itself says not to glorify the choices that I make. And maybe one day I'll be made to pay for the excess that I take. So not to justify nor glorify.
On the question of his chances of becoming Calypso monarch for the 9th time this year, he had this to say.
I always have a chance, as long as I'm in the race, because when I'm seated, king, and you have to defend, I still have a chance there too, because in that aspect, But the point is, I have confidence in my material, my writer kind of know the vibes and how to job as party run, to do it well, and and we have a nice team behind us, my girls and them from the flag wavers, Crystal and the crew, that always, there with me doing the thing from inception. They're there. So the chances of getting back the crown is bright also.
Still with the Calypsonians, reigning Calypso monarch Gregory Caressa Rivera is on a mission to secure his 5th crown on Saturday night. Caressa will be performing at number 7, which he says is a first in his Calypso career.
I'll be singing at number 7. I think it's the first time I'm performing at number 7 since I'm in Calypso competition. I'm hoping that it will be a very lucky 7. 7 is usually a magical number with a lot of biblical significance. So I'm hoping that that number will bring me victory this year. Of course, I think that we're going to have a very, very tight competition. We have 10 excellent Calypsonians, and we have 20 beautiful Calypsos.
Usually, when the finalists are selected, a lot of focus is placed on the strength of the second song, which most deem can make or break a Calypsonian's chances of winning the crown. Revere is confident in his second song, titled To King Tai, but agrees that the performance on the night of the show will be the deciding factor.
I compose based on the criteria, and of course I will be bringing out Two Kings Tai, and you heard a number of reference made to not having a tie in the competition, more so not having two kings tied. So the song really will speak to tie, but it also will look at tie in a number of different aspects. And of course, I always say that our Calypso, we need to always input the satire, and that is what this song is really talking about. In terms of the other Calypsos, yes, we have good second songs. I think what happens on the night will really determine who is victorious.
Continuing in the Calypso arena, Calypsonian Daryl Bob is addressing talk about the possibility of him becoming a first-time monarch one day ahead of the finals. Bob will be competing in the last spot at number 10.
I hate to talk about my chances. I like to talk about my preparedness, what I go into the competition with. And I go into the competition being confident that I have my game down pat. And whatever my chances are is in the hands of the judges. So I would hate to take on my own and be arrogant enough and say, yes, I'm going to win. I always feel I'm going to win. I'm very happy that at least we were able to pull something off that the people accept. But I'm not going in there with any level of arrogance that it is me.
Bob says he always expects to win since he feels he conforms to the rules of the competition.
I always feel I'm going to win because I know I go in there and I conform to the rules of the game. And the rules are ensure that your diction, ensure that your presentation, ensure that every aspect of your presentation, including your diction, is up to par. Your lyrics are very clear in your mind, and you are well rested so that your brain can function fast enough to capture them if they just happen to slip away by any chance. So that's the level of preparedness that I set myself for. And whatever the chances are, I just leave it up to the judges to decide.
Bob would have been taking a hiatus from the competition this season were it not for his writer, Pat Aaron.
I decided since last finals that I was not taking part in the Calypso competition. I would sing a song. I would sing a song about the system of Calypso and so on, but I would not compete with it. And I just wanted to take a break for about a couple of years. However, my writer decided, hey, Bob, yes, we agreed to do this, but I think we need to go back on our word. And it was very hard to say no to him. So I decided to go ahead with it. So I'm pretty much going into it as every other year. Because I know I looked at myself perform in the past, and I find that I do it well. I do it well enough to surface up there. And it never happens. So I wanted to address some of that. Is that the judges don't like me? Okay. Is that the people don't like me? And that's why both my songs complement each other with that theme.
But Daryl, you placed first based on the score sheet that I saw coming out of the quarterfinals and semi-finals. What sort of a mindset does that put you in going through to the big stage on Saturday?
Just stepping up the game another level. What I did was I stepped up the game from the quarterfinals into the finals, and then I had to step up again from the semi-finals into the finals itself. So it's just basically doing some extra little things that would give you that extra edge. And the song really allows me to do that.
Meantime, the Dominica Calypso Association has issued a stern warning to judges of the finals that no tie should occur this year. The word of caution comes following last year's biggest controversy in the Calypso arena, where former monarchs Chester Daddy Chess Later and Denison Dice Joseph tied for second place. Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Calypso Association, Davidson the Observer Victor, explained that there is a method to break any tie and no such mishap should occur this year.
One of the things that I would like to say publicly again, please, we do not want any tie in the top 4 positions. And I'm going to take my time very quickly just to give the process of breaking a tie. If 2 Calypsonians tie, you go to the lyrics. You add up all their lyrics, the person who come out with more lyrics, they win. So they come out on top. Is that understood? Yes, sir. If they still tie at lyrics, when you do that, you go to the melody. You do the same thing. If they are still tied, you go to the rendition, which is the third aspect of the judging criteria. The judging criteria is lyrics, melody, rendition, and presentation. So you go to the rendition. If they are still tied, you go to the presentation. If they are still tied, we have 9 judges. They put it to a vote. You must get an odd number. Right. So 5 judges will go one way, 4 judges will go one way. The 5 judges, the person that they pick, they voted for, will be the ultimate winner. I've just been informed by my secretary that all the judges also have that instructions in writing.
The judges for the grand finals were selected during a ceremony at the Calypso House on Thursday. Moving on to the street jump-up, Carnival hours have been further reduced for Mass Dominic 2018. This follows the release of the Carnival order on Thursday. At the official launching of Carnival in January, authorities said the hours for street jump-up would be 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. However, during the final Carnival press briefing for the season on Wednesday, Channel 5 News queried the hours of Carnival, and Superintendent of Police Richmond Valentine revealed that the hours were not yet confirmed. On Thursday, the Carnival order was released, which showed a further reduction in the hours for the Carnival street parades.
The statutory rules and orders, number 4 of 2018, made by the Minister under Section 5 of the Peace Preservation Act, Chapter 1504, outlines the hours for Carnival. Carnival Monday, the hours are from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Carnival Tuesday, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I would also want the general public to take notice of Section 5 of the order, which states, on the Carnival days, any person who in any public place uses any apparatus, device, noisy instrument, musical instrument, or radio, by means of which songs may be mechanically or electronically produced or reproduced before 6 a.m. and after 6 p.m. on the said Monday, and before 8 a.m. and after 6 p.m. on the said Tuesday, commits an offense.
The police is warning the public to desist from all forms of criminal behavior during the 2 days of street jump-up.
Persons bent on mischief for Carnival 2018, let me remind you that the laws of Dominica are not suspended, and so the police will not hesitate to deal with those culprits lawfully so that peace and security can prevail throughout the entire season. I would like to caution those individuals with criminal intent who, during Carnival season, wait for the opportunity to settle disagreements with others, that the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force will implement measures to intercept, harass, and disrupt their plans, and if found guilty, prosecution will be swift.
Superintendent Valentine promises that the police will make their presence seen and felt during the 2 days of street jump-up.
Our presence will be significantly enhanced throughout all Carnival activities island-wide. Our security strategy will primarily focus on crime prevention, traffic control and management, and generally maintaining police presence within the city as well as around the entire country. Police officers will dominate the streets within the city, and in particular, the Carnival route, to ensure that the parameters outlined in the Carnival order to guide the conduct of revelers are enforced.
This is the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fenced pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Do you need more cash for that home improvement? Then come to Fast Cash, where we give you more. At Fast Cash, our customers get more funds and more time to repay. But wait, can't come to us? We'll come to you, and our mobile officer will get you on your way. Small businesses, consumers, and taxi owners. Fast Cash has more for everyone. Simply call or visit any of our locations for more. Smarter, faster, better. Fast Cash. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. Government has not abandoned the idea of a yachting marina in Portsmouth.
Prime Minister Skerrit has made it clear that going forward, his government would rather partner with private individuals to develop a yachting marina. For more than 5 years, government has been seeking investors through its Invest Dominica Authority for construction of the project. Government under Skerrit's leadership made 80 acres of land available in the Prince Rupert's Bay area, offering several concessions, including a 20-year tax holiday on the payment of taxes on profits. During Wednesday's groundbreaking for the Anichi Resort, the Prime Minister again appealed for a private-public partnership on construction of a marina.
I want to say to us in Dominica, those of us who are present and those of us who listen to us, we have the marina to construct. Can we get some among us here to come together and approach the government so we can work together to build this marina and to take advantage of the hundreds of yachts which come to us in Dominica? But we are yet to see the real economic benefit of the presence of the yachts because we do not have the facilities to provide for them. So I'm challenging our indigenous Dominican citizens to come together. These things, you don't have to do it by yourself. You know, we can have a consortium of expertise, you know, to do this project together. I can say to you that the government is fully committed.
He has also invited locals to help diversify the economy by taking advantage of the existing opportunities while endorsing Alec Lawrence's hotel project through the CBI program.
There are still a number of opportunities for us indigenous Dominicans to get together and to be positive rather than being negative in our spirit, and to recognize the good side of our country and the many opportunities which exist in our country. Alec Lawrence is a lawyer by profession, and many people believe that if you are not a quote-unquote businessman, you should not venture into business. But this is not the case. And with the Citizenship by Investment Program, we have articulated a very clear vision that this side of the program, the investment side, the real estate side, would help create a tourism industry that can bring the kind of employment to our citizens.
Actually, Mr. Skerrit says the revenue from the CBI program has bailed out the state from significant debt due to the impact of Hurricane Maria.
Understanding the fact that 226% of our GDP was impacted by this hurricane, this government and this country has not defaulted on one debt payment since the hurricane. As a matter of fact, institutions like the World Bank, when I met with them in October, were very surprised that their monies came to them at the end of September, or debt payments to the World Bank came at the end of September after the hurricane. All our pensioners are receiving their pensions today, funds from the CBI. every single public servant has been paid since the hurricane from the CBI. And lucky for us, we had some saved so that when the hurricane came, we could buy food and water for citizens and not rely entirely on the benevolence of our benefactors.
The HIV/AIDS Prevention Unit is not necessarily encouraging you to have more sex, but it is reasonable to expect that with all the celebrations going on for the Carnival season, it is a strong possibility that sexual activity will be more likely. In that regard, the HIV/AIDS unit has put together some instructions which could prove useful in protecting you from sexually transmitted infections if you adhere to them. For those of you who intend on being intimate this Carnival but are inexperienced, there are certain things you need to know in order to have safer sex.
First of all, when you have a condom, you look for the expiry date. It's very important to get the expiry date, and you squeeze the condom to ensure that it doesn't have any pricks or it have been tampered with. Now, most people, they use their teeth to open up the condom, but there are two sides to a condom. There's a rough edge and the smooth edge. Now, first of all, when you put in the condom, you identify your edges. So with the rough edge, you push the condom away where you're about to tear, and you go down this way.
And that's important because you don't want to damage the...
You don't want to damage the condom, because most people, you will see them fighting with the condom is because they don't know how to open it properly. Because with the smooth edge, it will never open for you. But the teeth, we call it the teeth of the case, the condom. So then you remove it from the package. You carefully remove it from the package. Avoid using your teeth or your nails, as it can burst the condom. Then you hold the tip of the condom. This is the tip of the condom. You hold it, you squeeze the air space from it on the erected penis. So it goes like this.
There shouldn't be a bubble at the end.
No, because if there is that bubble at the end, when you put on the condom, that's why most people say the condom bursts, is because they don't put it on properly. So you hold the tip of the condom on the erected penis and you roll it down. You don't release the top until that you ensure that the condom is rolled to the base of the penis. And then you let it go. The air space I'm talking about is this. Now when you come, or a man erects, this space, that's where the cum or the sperm will fit itself. Because without that, you will see the condom like this. That will burst the condom. Because there is no space for it to breathe, for the sperm to go. You understand?
And you are saying that there is a reason why you want to avoid the condom bursting? Or having
yes, because if the condom bursts, then it puts you back at risk of contracting HIV or some of the STIs. So that's why we encourage you to put it on properly. We don't just want to distribute condoms for distributing sake. We want to ensure that people put it on properly.
When it comes to removing the condom, there are instructions for this as well.
Everything has a procedure these days because you do not want to contract HIV or other STIs because, first of all, when you remove the condom, you pull it down from the same base. You remove it like this. Your sperm is collected up there. You ensure that it's gathered there. And you dispose of your condom properly. You ensure that you don't tie it. You ensure that you put it in a tissue. Now the tissue is going to suck out the cum or the sperm from the condom. And you dispose of it properly. Ensure that you wash your hands when you're finished because you can contract an STI that way. Yes, sometimes the person have an STI and condoms. You just remove a condom and you have your hand passing all in your eyes and all of that. So we have to be so careful when having sex. Sex itself is hard work.
It's not a simple thing.
No, it's not simple. We know that everybody will be all over the place, high and almighty. So please avoid all these alcohol. Ensure that when you make your choices, you make the right choices. So you don't get too intoxicated that you don't know where you are the next day.
Phlebotomist at the National HIV/AIDS Prevention Unit is cautioning Carnival lovers to protect themselves from sexually transmitted infections. Phlebotomists are people trained to draw blood from a patient, mostly for clinical or medical testing, transfusions, donations, or research. Judy Archibald took us through some of the infections which can be transmitted through sex. We warn you that some of the pictures are graphic.
It's a bit graphic, but one of them are chlamydia. You can see it here, right here. The next one is herpes. As you can see here, the different lesions which you get from herpes. The other one here is syphilis. Another one is gonorrhea. You can see the different pictures here, the different oozing from the penis, the different signs and symptoms you may see from gonorrhea. And genital warts. Genital warts is caused from HPV, the HPV virus. So we're encouraging you to be safe for the carnival, use a condom, and use it properly.
The health officials recommend the use of water-based lubricants instead of oil-based lubricants when using condoms. This is the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for your sports highlights with Kenny Williams.
Up in sports, Dominica Cricket Association prepares to launch its first major competition since Hurricane Maria. The local governing body of the sport is replacing the regular two-day competition with a 50-over tournament. Public Relations Officer for Dominica Cricket Association notes this change came as a result of Hurricane Maria, and it also helps get players ready for the upcoming senior men's tournament carded for May.
Most of our infrastructure would have been destroyed as a result of that, so our grounds would have been destroyed. As a result of that, we wanted to start our league like normal because we appreciate that the senior men's tournament will be held sometime in May, and we wanted to make sure that we had our boys getting into some cricket, and so as a result we sort of like feel the pulse on the grounds in terms of what the cricketers felt about playing in this year's competition, and the overwhelming response was it was going to be a better idea to play a limited overs version. You would have people involved in one day for a weekend.
Pascal admits this decision would work better for all and sundry, especially with the limitations caused by Maria. He says the substitution of 50-over cricket for the two-day version has been gaining favorable traction, and some cricketers who have been long absent from the crease have expressed an interest in making a return.
It looks like that's generated quite a lot of interest. We have like 8 teams who've shown interest in playing, and people who have been out of the game too, for whatever reason, again, their work commitments and so on, busy schedule, they are indicating that they're going to be back involved playing, so that augurs well for the game. So this year we are giving we're giving the registration fees, a waiver for registration fees, so teams are not required to pay any fees, but for the interest of filing, they will have to present the list of players to the Dominica Cricket Association's office, so that they can be included in the fixtures.
Registration for the 50-over competition runs from now until February 15, and the league is scheduled to start on February 17. Teams in the intermediate division will have until the end of February to register. That competition is carded for the first week in March. There were wins for Jamaica Scorpions and Kent Combined Campuses and Colleges in the 2018 Super 50 Cup on Thursday. Batting first, Scorpions' Andre McCarthy helped lead his team to the win with 105 runs from 104 balls, which included 6 sixes and 5 fours. He was supported by Fabian Allen with an undefeated 47, who together helped their team score 264 for the loss of 9 wickets. Kimo Paul and Romario Shepherd bagged 3 wickets apiece for Guyana Jaguars. In a rain-affected match, the target was revised at 215 for victory, but Guyana fell short and was bowled out for 168 in 30.2 overs. Shimron Hetmeyer was the only batsman of note in that match with 40. Nikita Miller tore through an unstable Jaguars batting lineup, taking 4 wickets for 22 runs. Meantime, Kent combined campuses and colleges went on to win their 3rd match in 4 games played when they beat Cricket USA by 29 runs. Sent into bat, Kent scored 215 for the loss of 9 wickets. Joe Denley finished 4 runs short of a century to score 96. Roy Silva took 3 wickets for 42 runs. Set an unlikely 216 to win, USA scored 168 for 9. The highest scoring batsman was Ibrahim Khalil's 61. Adam Riley took 3 wickets for 36 for Kent. And Isaiah Thomas Secondary secured first innings points in the 2018 Massey United Secondary Schools Under-20 Cricket Championship on Thursday. Northeast Comprehensive took first knock in the Sports Division organized competition and was bowled out for 127 runs. Richard Francois added 19 and Edgar Alexander 17. Jashon Vidal was most outstanding with the ball, taking 4 wickets for 27 runs. Micah Joseph and Abe Durant bagged 3 wickets apiece. In reply, ITSS declared on 234 for the loss of 2 wickets. Micah Joseph smashed an undefeated 146, while Abe Durant came in with an undefeated 48. Batting a second time, NECS scored 144 for 6 at stumps. Edgar Alexander contributed 44, while Markel Auguste came in with 38. Micah Joseph picked up 3 wickets for 16 runs and Abe Durant 2 for 40. The game ended in a draw. The game between St. Mary's Academy and Pierre Charles Secondary, carded for the stadium, was called off due to a wet pitch. Meantime, the league is scheduled to continue on February 16 with 2 matches. At the stadium, Goodwill Secondary will come up against the Dominica Grammar School, while the boys from Pierre Charles Secondary will travel east to take on Castle Secondary on home turf in Castle. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Do have yourself an awesome weekend.
To end the news, the headlines again. Dice opens up about his controversial looting song, saying that while he does not support the act, the song had to be done. The Calypso Association warns judges that it will not tolerate a tie this year, and the Dominica Cricket Association to launch its first major competition following Hurricane Maria next week. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Have a safe and enjoyable Mass Dominic 2018.